Yo, right here in the small box. Now, if you haven't figured it out already, I'm not live. From the live that we did yesterday, that is not gonna happen anymore. Too many chop ups, too many cuts. It's okay. We're learning. It's a learning experience. It's best to do the recorded ones. We might as well record some videos while we out here. Before I step out, still, that's all I'm gonna say. As you can see, we got Jalopy in front of us. We're gonna be talking about the video that he dropped yesterday, if I'm correct. Did UMG push the red button? I mean, when we talking with Jalopy, you know, it's theory. It's theory, but don't get it twisted. That theory has value. Okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and lock in. You do know how I start this, right? So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Leg out. Yeah. You. Right here. In the small box. Right here in the small box. Welcome back to Flexmob Reactions. Only on the Flexmob Network. I'm Flex. Welcome back to the channel. Yes, sir. We got Jalopy right in front of us today. A light 15-minute video. Honestly, with all the videos that I got loaded and ready, they are not short. Those videos are not short. Those are easy, like hour-plus videos. You know what I mean? When I have 30 minutes, I'm going to double the time because I have a lot to say. That's how I roll. I'm a yapper. I can't help it. I'm going to talk. But I'm talking sense. I'm talking with facts. And I'm talking with the things that I have learned on YouTube as well. So that's also another part. But look, like I said, I talk a lot. Let's go ahead and get started. Did UMG push the red button? Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about the reaction. Hype up the video because that's new and I'm not used to it. So I'm going to try to work it in anytime I start saying the like, comment part. So hype up the video. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So with that being said, that probably effed up like the whole like spiel, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get started, bro. We got Jalopy. Talk to us, man. What's good?
Look, man, somebody pushed that button, bro. I don't care what you talking about. Somebody pushed that button. You feel what I'm saying? Bruh, I have not seen this much content about that is honestly, right? Old tweets, videos, people documenting parties, all this different stuff. I haven't seen this much content about what Drake has been suppressing in a minute, bro. And I'm not talking about battles and boom.
Hey, I know a lot of people that are outside of YouTube do not understand the ecosystem that we are in. That's cool. But you got to understand YouTube, what is going to happen right now with what's going on with DSPs, what's going on with what's going like behind the scenes, like we've been talking about in the videos that I've been doing in the past. It's not looking very good. It's looking very shaky right now. There are definitely areas for opportunities for like smaller scale individuals to actually make an income and shine, but that's going to be very rare now with what's going on with DSPs because the whole system is backwards, essentially. Lack of a better term, of course, backwards is not the right word that I want to say, but it's just an example of how dire this situation is, to the point where we're going to be returning to YouTube, which means, and of course, me being Canadian, it's important for Canadians to get back on YouTube because that was the original source before we have the Spotify's, Apple Music's, the titles, etc. upon etc. upon etc. You know, so like I said, there might soon be an influx of individuals joining YouTube, but I just have to say, because we're dealing with the same artist over and over, and it's not even our fault because he keeps putting himself out there. Regardless, now you hear me say it, whether if it's good publicity or bad publicity, it don't matter. If your name is out there and it's moving, getting traction out for whatever, they're gonna run with that and they're gonna use that. So it is what it is. It's a trolling method for sure to kind of market yourself. The fact that trolling got into marketing is insane, but that's what it is right now. So the people that don't understand that, you just got to understand, because y'all been away for so long and you just step into the picture, it's best that you got to give everybody a chance and understand why we're saying these things. Pay attention to the details, especially here. I pay attention to details for sure, but it's important to understand that when you step into YouTube, you're stepping into a whole new world all over again because y'all left. You know, a lot of us been here, but y'all left. But since y'all come back now, don't come back with no nonsense talking about, oh, we bashing, we talking trash, we talking bad. No. Y'all haven't been a part of the conversation. Y'all don't understand what we've seen. Okay, so I just had to throw that out there before we continue. So with that being said, let's keep going.
Boom. No, bro. I'm talking about the weird stuff. You see what I'm saying? That gives us a glimpse of what really be going on in this industry, right? Which is why some people might not see the battle as important as I saw it,
Right.
because maybe they just thinking that these lyrics that Kendrick wrote in Meet the Grams was him just talking. You feel what I'm saying? I'm of the believer that believes that there is truth to what Kendrick Lamar was saying, and he's more than likely telling the whole truth, right? I've been in this industry 12 years. I'm going to tell y'all one little secret. It's some weird shit going on, and some of these artists be here to police it. Like, I don't know about y'all, but when I heard that, that moment might have hit harder for me as somebody who has already been aware of the potential secrets and the potential that are going on in this country, bro. That in reality, the reality that we live, right, it's totally different from the reality that's going on behind the scenes. And the fact that they don't want us to know about it is because they don't know how we'll respond. They don't know how we'll take it as human beings, right? They don't know what could happen. So they try to hide it. I think it's the same thing with the industry. And to allure people to this industry, right, without being honest about it, and lure people into this industry to and try to trap them so they can't get out. But there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that. Kendrick rapping about this in the biggest battle in the history of hip hop was significant to me. That gave me a whole different view of Kendrick Lamar's greatness. So I don't know. Maybe people ain't really got to look. They haven't looked at it from that perspective. Maybe they just looking at it from the songs and stuff like that, and just think it's just the music. In my opinion, I think there was truth to what Kendrick was saying, and I think the bigger picture is going to unfold as time goes on. It just aligns too much. So, forgot what the point I was making about that. But anyway, main point being in general is that I believed what Kendrick was talking about. So seeing all this stuff come out currently on these social platforms and stuff, it feels like the timing is interesting because it's right after the battle. I mean, right after the lawsuit, right? The lawsuit is finished. And now all of a sudden, everybody is seeing these things come up in forefront. And it's very interesting, bro. Let's take a look at some of these tweets that people are going back to from years ago. Okay? Number one, Drake is an Edo. This is from June 28th, 2009. June 28th, 2009. Bro, Drake is buying alcohol for it. This is June 8th, 2014. This is June 8th, 2014, bro. Okay? The post here is unavailable, so somebody deleted it. But I know it was something crazy. Oh, I think it was something about not IDing for VIP sections and stuff. Here goes another one. Drake probably underage. Now, this is just a joke. Or not, I don't know what to say a joke, but this is him. You know what I'm saying? We get what this is in light of. But what this also proves is that this perception around Drake has been a thing. It's been a thing for a long time. And a lot of these media guys and boom, boom, boom are trying to convince you that this is new. That Kendrick Lamar created this. Because it's almost rewriting the history of the fact that the battle isn't what did this. It was, you know what I'm saying? The battle isn't what did this, bro. This was his actions from years ago. Drake stayed with underage at concerts. One of these days, we're going to hear Kimberly's Room Drake featuring Chris Hansen. This July 1st, 2011, bro. This is 2011 we talking about. You feel what I'm saying? None of this is new. Police are investigating under team held at Drake and Tyga's crib. Now, I do remember at a point there used to be these pages that were like rumor mill pages, and they was always cap.
Yeah, but you can't believe the rumors out there. Not too much, but if it's like a reoccurring theme, then we might have a problem. If it's rumors, but it's like all over the place, you don't need to believe that. But if it's like the rumors, and as you can see, like yo, I'm sorry, this is just too much. And that rumor's been around the city as well, from what I've heard from like security guards and all that shit. So it's tough. But just sitting here and I'm just seeing the same theme over and over and over. I'm sitting there like, we may have a problem. Like, where's your PR team, man? Your PR team's supposed to get rid of this. That's their job. So I don't know. See all in these things on Twitter. There should be some sort of way to get these things out of here. There's got to be a way to delete certain things, get them out, man, because having this attached to your name is not a good look. So when I see kdot do what he did, and mind you, let's not forget Taylor made freestyle where he used Tupac's voice to say, "Oh, you can talk about me dealing with underage kids. That's a gift from me." Like, just because you use Tupac's voice doesn't mean it's Tupac. The fact that you're using Tupac's voice, but it still sounds like you, was absolutely hilarious. But hey, that's what you decided in that moment to do, and you thought, oh, I'm gonna 8 Mile this and get in front of it, so he has no ammo against me. My nigga, do you understand how easy it is to just make fun of somebody? You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what Euphoria is, just on levels that we couldn't understand at the moment. But now we're here, like literally, damn near like. Well, no, it's probably like over a year and a half, but like the point that we're here and we're still referring to Euphoria 616 in LA, that's kind of scary. I'm sorry. Now, yes, because of Taylor Made, the case got thrown out, which is stupid because you thought those bars were going to defend you, when in reality, that's the exact reason why it got dismissed. Oh, yo, bro, what happened to just being a good artist? That's my question. The problem is the marketing, bro. The more marketable you are, is the less likely you need to, words are hard, first of all, damn. The more marketable you are, is like, it's the less likely you really need to use your talents, because if you got the face, if you got the voice, the persona, character, everything, I can literally give you bars and it says the literal ABCs, and if you make it lit, my nigga, that's like a #1 trending song right there. All these other artists be like, so he really go through the ABCs and it's fire? Yeah.
Right, they was always capped, typically. So I'm not gonna sit here, but this aligns with a lot of things. Drake gets exposed for a different girl like once a year, and it gets swept under the rug every year. October 2nd, 2020, bro. I still can't believe that Drake might be someone born in 2000. It's even grosser because he's even commented on her IG while she was still 16. So basically, he waited for her to turn 18. I don't care. Your fave is go argue with your toes. This is September 17th of 2018, bro. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Okay? What are we doing here? And then you got the whole situation that, you know what I'm saying? I did a video on this way back at the top. I think it was earlier in the last year. Like, I think it was during the battle or right after the battle. Some of that nature. And this is one of the thumbnails, because this is one of the things I made a video.
The hands, bro. The hands, man. Yo. The hands. Like, the hands, yo. Not like up here, but all the way down. Like, the hands, bro.
I said Drake just made a big mistake. And I put this as the thumbnail, and I was breaking down how, like, bro, hitting below the belt might cost them dearly.
Below the belt.
Right?
The word.
But yeah, this was a situation where they said that he shut down a restaurant for this 18-year-old girl, right? But was in pictures with her, commenting on her pictures 2 years before that. So it's like, you feel what I'm saying? This is all information that's been out there. Like, bro, like, what are we doing? Trump Homeland Security needs to lock up the rapper stalking me with a girl named Molly and NJ, and Molly and stalking me and threatening me when I never meet him before. Molly told him about me Boom, 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 boom. Right? So,
What?
and thank you, Von Carter, for tagging.
Yo, that's crazy. The first comment's tagging a company man. Jalopy, you got Read My Soul. Both of them. You got Yo EQ and Big Zo. Is that like the hip hop like Re-Avengers or something?
Tagging me in this. So, this is 2018. Now, this could be any, of course, but when you look at all of these things in succession, it's like, this is crazy, bro. It might be deeper than people think it is, right? I want you in jail, but all these, you are scared to come out because you're threatening them. I guess I have to do it because I'm not scared to report you. I was just worried about you hurting a girl if I went to cop about you, right? So, this is not new, bro. And not only is it not new, it's not like there's a bunch of stuff that points to this, like things that have been done in public view. Like the girl that was on the young girl that was on stage, right? So it's like these are things that Drake has brought onto him, right? This isn't something that Kendrick just highlighted the moment. Kendrick just highlighted the situations. You see what I'm saying? Shout out Crumble Bastard as well. This whole video, like this video was crazy too. It's just a lot of different stuff. It's a lot of different stuff that's pointing to the fact, like, where is all this stuff coming from all of a sudden? How is all this stuff just surfaced? It's everywhere, bro. It's literally everywhere. You go on TikTok, it's everywhere, dog. So
that's simply just the power of suppression. When you're dealing with the big three in music, which is UMG, Warner, and Sony, they gonna do what they need to do to protect their asset, bro. They gonna protect their stock. You know, they invested into their stock, which is the artist, and they've made heavy amounts of profit, okay? But this should not be a surprise, to be honest. Like, with the way music is moving right now, this should be common knowledge at this point. Because, trust and believe me, we don't even need to be having a lot of the arguments that be happening on social media, if we're going to be real. But that just goes to show you about the people that do know what's going on and people that don't know what's going on. But the people that don't know what's going on be reporting and thinking that they do know what's going on, when in reality, they have no idea what's going on. That's a problem. So when I see this, it's just like, I'm not surprised. I know I'm not surprised. For y'all watching, I know y'all not surprised. For anybody that's new here that is surprised, welcome. This is something that takes a lot of research, a lot of video watching, a lot of reading, a lot of like searching for info to find and see it yourself, to kind of see what's going on and then make your own conclusion. If you're on one side, that's cool. If you're on the other side, that's cool. You know me already. I walk in the middle. It's going to get nasty. It's going to get cool. But I'm always in the middle. Because it's better to be in the middle than to pick a side. Because whichever side that you lean on, it's like, it's almost as if in today's world, you have to stay there no matter what. When it's like, no. My brain functions. My brain works. If I'm told one thing, and then I go around and I'm told the other thing, and then I'm told, nah, you got to understand why it's happening here. And then on the other side, it's like, look, I understand over there is going on is a little shaky and crazy, but here's the reasons as to why this side is technically better and that side might be a problem for you. That's called making a decision, is what I'm saying. And it's best to be in the middle so you can get both sides of the coin, so you can better understand what's going on, because it gets tired at times with all the arguing and all the rah-rah nonsense. So I'd rather walk the middle, see both sides, understand the situation, make my own conclusion, and then keep going. That's it, bro. That's all it is.
I'm just like, damn, did a button get pushed? Like, what happened? What happened to where even people I know who don't be tapped in like that are discussing this? You see what I'm saying? Like, where, how?
Your hope gone with the breeze.
There, I don't know. It's got something, but I don't know, man. These are the things that I'd be curious about. Like, what the hell? This timing is interesting. All the timing is very interesting. You feel what I'm saying? And it gives you so much insight on how clearly these guys are in a completely different world, right? And are very aware of how to use this world, right? Because just the way that they play games and the way they all this different stuff, like, bro, they move different. They move very differently, bro. Very differently. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not surprised because, of course, when you gain that type of capital, it's a different set of rules, which is the main point in all of this, is how can a guy be seen doing all this stuff, be moving all this different stuff, and be protected? Well, it's because in reality, the things that benefit the powers that be, the things that benefit.
That's not, I wouldn't even put that on reality no more, if you're going to be honest, because that's business. You know? Say, for example, you have artist A, and artist A is making you a huge lump sum of money. I'm talking about your revenue looks fabulous. Artist B over here loves to put themselves in the problems. You know? They love to create controversy, but they still make some good songs, you know, here and there, some good songs. From artist A and artist B, which one would you choose? Artist A. Problem is, you just realized, you just found out artist A is on some vile, twisted, nasty shit, and now you're sitting there like, oh yeah, we gonna have to protect dude, because you saw that last track he did? You saw that last album he did? Oh, now we got to protect him. You understand me? So, in business, it's neutrality all over the place, bro. That's what it is in business. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, the reality is, and it's not even, like I said, it's not even reality, but when it comes down to it, in business don't care about who you are. The only thing they care about is how much money you gonna bring them. That's what any investor be doing. If you have UMG investing their money and time into this artist called Aubrey, and Aubrey's making all these tracks for over a decade, holding down a whole entire decade and half of one on top of that, okay? If you have them doing all that, guess what? You're going to have to protect that, because that's your biggest cash cow in this genre. Let me make that clear. In this genre, okay? Every genre is going to have their own cow. And it's up to you to go, it's up to them to go and milk that cow for their bread, right? But that's what it is. It's nasty. It's evil. It's cool. It's nice. Wonderful. But can be very twisted at the end of the day. And that's one thing a lot of people, and I said this before, I think in a video yesterday with Kevin McCall, if you think with your heart, that's perfectly fine. But don't be surprised when things don't go the way you think it should go based on how you feel in your heart. That's the one thing that I say, because that's how it goes. And if you can't understand that, that's peace. That's cool. That's nice. That's wonderful. But you got to understand why certain things go a certain way. You got to understand that part at least. It makes the whole conversation better, because the way the conversation is going right now, especially on Twitter, it's just running in circles. Running in circles. If people just understood what's happened, then we can start to ask more questions instead of just run around over and over as if we know we're going in the right direction, when in reality you haven't even moved from square one yet. So
whatever it is, come before the law. And that's just what it is. It all comes before the law, bro. That's just what it is. Like, if you in a certain position and you making money for certain people and you do and all this different stuff, and you got these type of connections and you paying off agents and all different types of stuff, like, that's a different world. You see what I'm saying? It's a completely different world. But because you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a completely different world, that a different set of rules that people get to play by based on the amount of capital that you either have or you are supplying for other people. Mm-hmm. Like, That's capitalism at its core. That's capitalism at its core. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you get to that level and boom, 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 right? I'm sure they feel differently about it than the people on the ground feel about it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to say on the ground as if there's, but I'm talking about in the capitalism scale, how capitalism grades this thing. You feel what I'm saying? Not your worth as a human being, but how capitalism grades this thing. Like, it's just very interesting. But yeah, clearly a button has been pushed, bro. And because of all this stuff starting to come out, I expect not only Drake, but that side to become more desperate and do more outlandish things. And because of that, we just, you know what I'm saying? I think even...
I disagree. Now, some people are like, he's disagreeing with you. Yeah. There's been videos out there where I disagree with some of the things that he say, but that's what he believes and that's what he thinks is going to happen. That's not always the case, bro. It's not necessarily about the desperation. It's just more about, like, where you're going to go from here. There's still options. Let's make that clear. There's still options. I'm not saying that they're really good, but there's still options out there. But I wouldn't say there's going to be any kind of desperation. You're going to notice certain tactics that are going to be obvious, like the one coming up very soon. But overall, Drake still has a strong marketing presence, whether we like it or not. I know a lot of people hate that word marketing, but sorry, that's what it's come down to. Especially since, like I've said in multiple videos prior, that he has ingrained himself into the streets of Toronto, in a sense, into the land of Canada. He has enrooted himself. He has already sprouted a full-blown tree, 100-year-old tree. It's not going nowhere. These roots go too deep. It's not like you can chop down the tree and it's done. No, the tree's gonna grow again. You'd have to unroot all those roots. And you know, when you unroot a tree, it's not a joke. You're gonna be digging and excavating for hours and days. That's not an easy task, but you see what I'm saying? It's less about the desperation and more about what they need to do in this moment. And there's a big difference between the two, because desperation, you don't have options, but what you need to do, you still have options. Not saying they're really good or substantial, but they're going to put you somewhere. A lot of people are still saying you need to take a break. You need to sit. You need to reassess. I've been saying that for a minute because this constantly on the go kind of movement is not good. And it's only been worse and worse and worse over the past couple months, going to a year. And it's getting to a point where it's like you're making yourself, purposely making yourself look weird. But because it doesn't matter when it comes to publicity, it's okay. So it's okay to be weird in a sense. That's not how you push your character right now, especially right now. What I said with that beef is that it was a career versus career battle, and whoever cared about their career more was going to continue to flourish, and the other was going to, well, you kind of see what's happening today, but that's pretty much where it's going right now. So it's more about taking advantage of what situations you can put yourself in instead of talking about desperation in a sense. So I disagree, but it's cool. I still watch the content.
More things are going to be revealed about this industry. Even more things, you know what I'm saying? I think it's been a great moment to watch all of the things, like the curtains fall for all of these entertainment industries. I don't know if y'all heard what's going on with basketball and the whole gambling ring or whatever, but the curtains are falling. And I know that because of that, it's going to be a completely different world, or a completely different country at least, which makes sense as to why they moving so fast towards trying to make sure they can control us, you know, from an authoritarian standpoint. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's very interesting times. But I'm not going to lie. I love it. I love it. I love being – I'm grateful to be a part of this time. I'm grateful to be able to see the curtains fall and just see the birth of a completely new world or new country, new reality. I can feel it right around the corner. I can feel it just a world that like people aren't even, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can just feel it. I can just feel it. A completely different world coming. And I don't think it's coming in the way that people think, like a terrible world. Like, nah, I feel like it's gonna be a great world for all people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe after our generation, who knows? But I know soon. You feel what I'm saying? That energy is out there. Like, the energy is out there, bro. I feel like there's so many signs pointing to it. Paying attention and you in tune. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can feel it. But hey, I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you've been here. I got probably one of my best videos yet coming out tomorrow. Not sure what time because my boy Visualize working on it. But I'm thinking tomorrow or Saturday, one of those days. But I'm excited to see y'all, for y'all to see that video too. We can talk about propaganda and how it's gonna be dope. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Let me go ahead and help him out with that last little part because it definitely was up in the air at that point, which is it's fine because that's technically how Jalopy rolls with his videos, so it's not really a surprise to me in terms of the things that he said towards the end of the video. But at least let me help break it down for the people that might be new to YouTube, and we've talked about it a lot on this channel and multiple other channels, including his channel. But the one thing that he is mentioning in terms of what's going on in the industry, what's going on in music, is that we are going through a shift right now. And to help you understand what's going on, if you remember the late 2000s, I'd say, so around like 2008 or maybe, yeah, at least 3/4 into 2007, but going into 2008 and that until 2010 that was not technically the first shift, but that was definitely one of the most pivotal shifts that changed music. It went from quality to feel good kind of music, and it turned and evolved into something where quantity matters more than the quality. Since at that time as well, we had DSPs, so you had that too. So think about that in a sense. Of course, like the actual DSPs were like introduced later on in the 2010s, but early 2010s was pretty much the foundation of building that. So there's definitely feelers and testers out there that kind of help move towards that kind of route. But when speaking more about the music, when it comes to the music now, think about what kind of sound came out of the 2010s. And around that time, if I'm correct, something that was very heavy and very popular was dubstep. Dubstep was definitely the shift that more artists were leaning towards because it worked. It worked. They were more focused on partying kind of music. And I already explained this in the video before, so we don't have to worry about it. But they definitely focus on more about party music, hype music, energy music. So taking that concept and then you run around the world with it, every genre started to shift a little bit, and it slowly became something else than what it originally was. So, and of course, dubstep originally is EDM, electronic dance music, but through the viewer's eyes, dubstep evolved into EDM, which kind of doesn't make sense. But consumers don't know too much. Unfortunately, it's fine because these things are not shared. But at least I'm taking the time to kind of explain. But that was an example of a major shift in music. So where we are right now, regardless if you want to blame Kendrick for it or not, but music is in a transitional stage. It's in a transitional period. But the issue is that we don't know where it's gonna go. I think that's the biggest issue. I think what I personally believe, the one genre that's the same thing you could say about dubstep, but the one genre where it's like there's definitely an opportunity, there's definitely a narrative that you can build with it. This is something you might be able to market with, but that genre might be the new genre that's going to change music forever, regardless if we like it or not. Because one thing about music, even if you don't like it like that, there's going to be an artist out there that's going to make you like it like that. That's how it goes. Because everybody's going to get roped into something eventually. That's all it is. regardless if it's rap, hip hop, R&B, pop, country, rock, metal, it don't matter. There's always one artist out there that's going to bridge the gap for you to transition over to something new. So with where music is going right now, I believe that's what's going to be happening. So I'm pretty sure that's what he was talking about with the stage of where we are to where we're going when he's talking about I can feel it around the corner type shit. That's pretty much it in terms of what he's trying to explain. It's pretty much the shift in music as to where it's going to go, and a lot of us don't know where it's going to land. But wherever it lands, every artist, and there's going to be a problem too because the DSPs, the formula is not working with DSPs anymore. So a lot of people might have to go the independent route now, but wherever it lands, every artist is going to hit the ground running and try to figure out how they can make it work for their artistry using this genre so they can sell, pretty much. So yeah. Salute to Jalopy though for the video for sure. Did UMG push the red button? I wouldn't say UMG, but social media, again, like what Kendrick said, we're not that dumb. The rabbit hole get deep, go further, I promise. Yup. But with those little lyrics and little jabs in there, that definitely kind of showed people, okay, nah, there's something going on here. And the more people that research, that talk, that speak about this, what's going on, it's kind of opening the doors as to kind of like what's been going on behind said closed doors. So it's unfortunate, it's nasty, but that's what happens. Every artist is going to have their day, regardless if you've been on a domination for years or you've just been around for like a couple seconds. So is what it is. Salute to Jalopy. Shout out to flexmob, shadow mob, all that, everybody, anybody in between. I appreciate y'all, no doubt. But yeah, another recording out here, type ish. And yeah, we're gonna keep it going. All right, y'all know the vibe. Flexmob.